Are you building a business, casting out that really big vision, and you're so excited about it, but your nervous system has not actually caught up to the vision yet? Or do you find yourself future tripping, overthinking, racing for the next thing to go wrong, and in a cycle of comparison of where others are instead of actually enjoying your journey? And what would change if you could lead your life and business from a regulated, grounded, and completely unbothered identity? If you are ready to stop spiraling, stop reacting, and stop carrying the emotional weight of your business, then this version of the unbothered entrepreneur is for you. Imagine stepping into the new year with calm certainty, the tools to regulate in real time, and becoming the entrepreneur who doesn't break under pressure, but expands because of it. This is a program that I'll be doing live starting in January. Link is in the show notes to join us. Welcome to the Own Your Choices, Own Your Life podcast. I know you are here wanting to change and rewrite your story. You are desiring to step into the impact that you know you are here to create. I am here to guide you with the proven tools and strategies used by myself and our speakers to support you in taking radical responsibility in your life and learning how to own your choices to change your story. My name is Marsha Van Weinsberg. I am a storytelling business coach, master NLP trainer, speaker, podcaster, and 7 times published author. My clients have found freedom and purpose from overcoming their shame stories and learning how to share them with the world. I am so grateful you are here. Let's get started. Welcome back to the show. We're still in that Happy New Year time. So I am in a space of just saying Happy New Year. And when we are getting ready to bring that energy into the new year, there's something that I think is important. And I know it would have been more effective to do this at the end of the year, but it's still really good. There's lots of time. Setting the frame and understanding that what you learned in 2025 taught you something, and it doesn't mean you have to carry it all. And you can take those lessons and decide what it taught you so that you know what's meant to be left behind and what you're meant to carry forward. So let me give you a couple of key tips and questions. These are things that I've asked myself. I shared it in a post on Instagram, and I had a number of people who loved the concept and never thought of it before. I really like to unpack and look at the year before I set a goal for the next year. Everybody jumps out of the gate, does the vision boards, does all the things. But if you don't believe that is possible for you, that is where the work starts. And that comes with asking yourself different questions. Our mind can sort through things when we actually ask it different questions. It really does shift it. You know, I had a client who was setting this huge goal of what she wants to do. And she's like, but how am I going to do this? Where are the clients going to come from? I'm like, when did you decide that it had to be like that? And all of a sudden she was like, oh my God, I don't know when. Well, see, that's a limiting decision. In NLP, we call that a limiting decision. What that means is that she could work her ass off. And there's no problem with her working hard, but there is some cracks in the foundation of the belief. And that's where we want to start. So we start to ask ourselves different questions, because our subconscious mind is storing all of these emotional patterns and beliefs and our thoughts, internal dialogue, how we see the world. And if we're not looking at it from the lens of it was teaching us something, there's a meaning in it that I'm applying, then we are making that meaning about ourselves and we're carrying all that weight when actually a lot of it was just lessons. It's what we're meant to learn. So I just wanted to share a little bit of a reflection episode with you so that you can look at it. You're not broken. You're not fixing anything. It's just really about learning and understanding yourself, asking yourself different questions, right? What if everything you lived this year showed you something about who you are? Everything you lived in 2025 and before that. What if it was showing you who you are and who you are becoming, who you have like the ability to become? So first off, your subconscious mind cannot move towards what it wants if you're still holding on to all the outdated stories, beliefs, and identities. It's impossible. I don't care how much you think you can carry. If you're carrying all the past stories, beliefs, the identities that do not serve you, imagine you're shoving them all into like this big jug and you want to add the things for the new year, but you're holding on to all past versions of you that are actually not serving you. So, how can you release what isn't serving you so that you can see it differently? And the body can then expand into what you are meant to carry because there's space. And we've released the tension, the fear, the pressure, unresolved emotions that are not serving you. This is a way you can reset your identity. It's very subtle, gentle, subconscious reprogramming technique. So I got a couple questions for you. There is 8. Okay. The first one, what story from 2025 no longer serves who you are becoming? And what new meaning are you choosing to give it now? Right? Because meaning is everything. And when we think about the stories that we live through, what we walk through, we're not the story, we're the narrator of the story. Those are experiences that happen. Just like I've always said, you are having a thought, you are not the thought, right? Don't make it about you, you are having a thought. And so, what is one new narrative that you can rewrite? One story that's no longer serving you? I'll share one for each. For me, it's like I'm learning to receive support. Our team is growing in ways that are uncomfortable at times. Yet I know the version of me in 2025, I really learned how to receive support. And that version of me is what is going to allow our business to continue to grow and for me to reach new people. So it's safe to receive support. There's my story. Number 2, where did I operate from survival, pressure, or fear? And what empowered state do you choose to step into in 2026? So, where did you operate from survival, pressure, or fear? Because we're all good at putting pressure on ourselves, but it's impossible to be creative when we are operating from pressure, when we are operating from fear or survival. We actually narrow our focus. So, we are missing even more the information around us. Your state determines your thinking, your decisions, your results, the choices that you make, all of it. So if you're in a pressured, narrowed state, you will narrow the thinking that you have, the ability to see things differently. So, how can you see some of those emotional habits that run on autopilot? For example, I absolutely love what I do. And there are times I'm like, okay, I've been really good at doing the things that support me in the morning so I can start my day with a better train of thought. And I can go on autopilot where it's actually like I could be at my desk for hours and not even realize it's not good for me to sit that long. And so I set little timers on my phone. Like it's safe to get up and move. It's safe to get up and go for a walk in the middle of the day. I actually go for a walk sometimes in the middle of the day so that I am showing myself this is the life you've created. You have created this. You have autonomy and you get to choose. So, see how I'm playing with these words and the stories so that it's reframing what I'm doing next year. I hope this is supporting you. Okay, 3, what belief created the most friction this year? And what upgraded belief will create more ease next year? Okay, this is a good one. For me, I think the belief was that, like, who am I to? Or that I have created a lot of success in my business, and I still sometimes feel some imposter syndrome there because I'm not where I want to be yet. And I can play around with the belief that, like, I'm 55, I'm turning 56, and it feels like I'm so late to the game, which I know isn't true, but it feels like it at times. And the upgraded belief is like, I am right on time. And because of my age, and I lead with that now, I don't hide that, I lead with it. It actually does speak to, I have clients from 17 years old all the way into their 70s. So that belief that I'm right on time makes me feel more expansive and true. And I actually lead with my age now. Okay, number 4, what emotional pattern did I overuse in 2025 that I'm now retiring? And what emotion will lead me into 2026? So interesting. See, we get good at whatever emotion we practice. I think for me, the emotion came from the pressure, internal pressure, and overwhelm. We had massive projects that we did last year and so many things that I'm so proud of, but I did feel a lot of overwhelm. And then finding the space of what would I choose instead. We've already set ourselves up for success with bringing on support. Like our back end of the business is going to change a lot this year because I knew my investments were about supporting myself in the back so that the foundation could be more solid. So we're changing that emotional pattern of overwhelm. Number 5, in what moments did I abandon my needs and how will I honor myself differently moving forward? Ooh, self-trust, self-care, self-leadership, all in this. So what moments did I abandon my needs? You can answer these questions for yourself, and I encourage you to. If you are saying one thing and doing something else, your subconscious feels this friction. And what happens is like you don't feel safe. You actually feel unstable. So honoring your needs is like it's a priority. It's a strategy. It's actually how you lead yourself. For me, I abandoned my needs a number of times last year. Oh, so many. It's actually embarrassing. So many times I got off my routine. I mean, I still walked, I still did things like for my health, but I wasn't doing the strength training. I wasn't listening to my needs. I was not prioritizing myself. I was rehabbing my husband for months who couldn't do things on his own because of a torn tricep surgical repair he had. And right after that, I had to deal with something with one of our kids that was really stressful and then went right into taking care of my dog who had surgery on her back leg. It was like all last year was all about rehab. And I found myself in a space of resentment about everyone taking up my time and energy. And that's always a cue, right? Like whatever you're resenting is a message to pay attention and to start to pay attention to what is this telling me? And the number one thing about NLP is being at cause. Living at cause means taking full radical responsibility for yourself. So all of a sudden I was like, okay, you know what? I'm no longer abandoning myself. I am prioritizing myself. And I did. Others had to wait. They had to wait. Is it perfect? No, but it's way better than what it was at turning points of last year. Okay, number 6. What version of me worked in 2025 but cannot walk with me in 2026? And who am I choosing to be instead? We always have different parts of ourselves. This is a big piece of NLP. We have parts integration is one of the tools that we use. And again, remember, you're not broken. You're not broken at all. All parts serve a purpose. Even the parts that you are no longer using, don't resent them. They served a purpose. For me, the part of like doing it by myself and pushing harder, the fiery, like she's there. She exists all the time. And it's a fire that can start me, but I can't sustain it because I just can't sustain that kind of push to burnout. So there are many times I had to bring the fiery side of myself out, the independent, the no thank you side out. And I'm proud of her, but I also know that if I only live with that energy, I'm not receiving support. And so there were many times last year where I had so much support in my business that I would actually stop and anchor it in. That's an NLP technique, anchor in the emotions. What did it feel like to have support? And it literally brought me to tears because I had so much support in my business. And it's not even my business, it's like our business now. So much support that I felt so good that I was like, this can grow into something so incredible. And it is doing that when I allow myself to receive support. Okay, number 7. What am I finally willing to release so that my energy, capacity, and identity are free to expand this year? So we grow capacity by putting ourselves out there, by actually stretching those muscles. We don't just like dive into the hardest thing ever, but we stretch it and we build capacity. What am I releasing so that my energy and capacity and identity are free to expand next year? For me, it is looking at like what things are creating resentment, contraction, stress. I've had this ongoing list in my business of where is it feeling resentful? Where is it feeling frustration? Because those are all things that I need support with. And so it's allowing me to just recognize those things. They are telling me something. They are telling me something that is not working. And when I ask for help and release it, we are still looking for somebody to help clean the house. So if you're in the KW Southwestern Ontario, please reach out to me because I am looking for somebody and have yet to find that. But those are the things like when I do that, I free up space, which gives me more space for creation and aligning my energies. So releasing that is huge this year. Okay, number 8. What truth about myself did 2025 reveal? And how will I lead with that truth in 2026? This is a big one. I think for me, one of the big things is that the capacity I have to hold grief. And if I can hold that much grief, then I can hold space for love. The two go together. The opposing emotions, holding both. The reason I could feel grief is because I felt so much love. They go together. And so I'm really just in a space of recognizing that I held so much grief last year. We're in that stage, that sandwich stage with parenting where our parents are getting older. And, we lost my mother-in-law last year. Being in this space that you can hold grief and at the same time being grateful for holding grief because that meant that we loved and cared. And for me, I'm leading into I hug my friends more. I send them messages. I tell them I love them. I'm much more present because of that. So I also can recognize that I can hold that much grief, that much difficulty in our business. There was a lot of difficult things last year, and it can still grow. Both can happen. Contraction, expansion can happen at the same time. And I recognize that and I walk forward with it. And it feels incredible. So those are my questions for you. I encourage you to look at them in the show notes, see those questions, and be in a space of how can I see what I'm releasing so that I can carry what is meant for me in the new year of 2026, because it's all possible. Life is teaching us something at all times. When we recognize it as teaching lessons, we can move forward with what we're meant to carry. So I would love to hear how this supports you, because as we're continuing to move forward, there's so much goodness coming this year, so much goodness. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Have an incredible day.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. If you love this episode, I invite you to tag me on social media with your takeaways or share it with a friend. Please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I will be forever grateful. Until next time, remember, when you own your choices, you truly own your life.